going to run Reapers for the first time on a character. It's a level 14 paladin, and I'm going to run it using the guidance of Shar trinket, which is probably the worst trinket in DDO. This is an experiment. That trinket's going to make me blind. The other gear that I'm wearing is a mix of Ravenloft, Isle of Dread, and Feywild gear. It's pretty good, as you can see. The character's pretty strong. It's one of the new archetypes, the Sacred Fist. And I have not run any Reapers yet at all on this character, but I thought it would be a great experiment to demonstrate why the guidance of Shar is so terrible. My paladin, as a Sacred Fist, is single weapon fighting, and I am using the Fey conjured short sword as my weapon. The other feat that I took is the improved criticals, and then I've got all of the monk abilities from Sacred Fist. You can see I earned my golden feet and my golden eyes, and this is the first Reaper quest that I have done on this character. You can see I have 0 points. I have not done any Reapers yet. My spread for my enhancement points, I have tier 4. That gives me energy resistance. I'm using Sacred Defender, and then I've got my color spray as my CC, my magic missile immunity, and so we'll do Reaper 1. They recently redid these quests, so the loot is better, and we'll see how I do. For those of you who don't know, the guidance of Shar has a chance to blind you, and even though I'm wearing blindness immunity does not protect you from the blindness from this trinket, and it has a 10% chance to activate on hit. So whenever I'm hit. So I have Teal out, and what I'm going to do if I find a Reaper is just use my Teal. I will send Teal to grab its aggro. Going to try to avoid aggroing the scorpions that are buried underneath those trees over there. You do that just by running along the left, but sometimes they aggro anyway. The fighter hireling that I'm using, he can cast Dimension Door, which is going to make it easier. So there's a Famine Reaper. So what I'm going to do is use Teal. I don't have a throwing weapon, so going to try to use Teal to get his aggro so he can come over to me, because I don't want to run out there because I think there's scorpions in the grass and I don't have throwing weapon. I usually have one, but this is not a character that I've been playing a lot, so I realized after I started that I didn't have one. So Teal should be able to grab his aggro and then lead him over here to where I am, but it looks like he is being difficult, so I'm going to send Teal in again. Teal is great, by the way. Is my favorite. Alright, so that should have grabbed his aggro. I'll pull Teal back to me. No, it's pretty amazing. I'm fascinated that this Reaper won't aggro. Okay, he saw me. Yeah, I realized too prior to starting this quest that I mistakenly swapped out. I usually use a piece of gear that gives my color spray a better chance to hit, but I swapped it out for something else, and so now my DC is a little bit lower than it could be, which is one of the reasons why I think I just failed to color spray that Reaper, but we'll see how it does.
Brush ahead. You hear a guttural voice calling for death to intruders.
So this is one of the quests where wild men were removed. You can see now they are bullywugs. And this hardcore league, the champions throw out those circles. So you can see that circle. There's another circle. This champion is Ice Ostracaix. And so if I were to stay in that circle, I would take a bunch of cold damage. So you would want to be aware of where the circles are and move around a lot and jump out of them. It makes it really difficult to fight multiple champions because they keep... Oh, so there's the first Shar hit. You can see I got blinded. It gets even scarier if there's circles on the ground and you're blinded, but... One of the reasons I like the phase sword is it has a vorpal. But you can see this Shar thing procs all the time. It is the worst piece of loot, arguably in DDO. Needs to be redone. It was added to the game back a long time ago, and the game is a lot different now. There used to be cursed items in DDO, but they moved away from that. No Reaper points makes it difficult. My character is pretty solid, but still, if I had some Reaper points, this would be a little bit easier. Staying to the left to try to avoid aggroing scorpions that are buried in the grass, but I think, yeah, you could see, that's constant, by the way. That thing triggers constantly. Blindness immunity does not... I have blindness immunity on. Rebuff. I have to take it slow in this area here because there's a lot of these panthers. Which is the same model for the panther mount that they just gave us, except it's wearing armor. Definitely makes Reaper more fun. I may do an entire season where I use a Guidance of Shar. I think the earliest level you can wear one is level 12 or 13.
The cavern ahead reeks of feline occupation. This must be where the panthers make their den.
Damage for the Feyblade is not that high, but it's good. Okay, so here comes the Plague Reaper. Try to color spray it. It failed. Yeah, it was the wrong decision to change that item. When a Plague Reaper hits you, it puts looks like a curse over you, and that curse prevents you from getting any heals. So, and the curse lasts for about 5 seconds. So if you want to heal yourself, you've got to get away from it. So I will run back, trying to stay. I was able to get a lay hands off. My color spray failed again. Now you might be thinking, well, why would you even try color spray? It's charisma, intelligence, or wisdom. Well, I am a charisma-based paladin, so charisma is my main stat. So the DC is not that far off. It's just the item that I swapped out was my necklace, and I'm using a wisdom necklace instead of the illusion necklace. So I don't have the illusion spell DC bonus anymore, but it still procs. It's just not going to hit them every time. More panthers. Oh, there's a champion. Voltaic warrior, that means his circle is going to be electric, and these things knock you down. So the worst case scenario is I get knocked down in a circle, can't get out of it, and it explodes. I have House P buffs, so my electric resist right now I think is around 25 or 30. So, you know, depending on the damage for those circles can be a little bit, but it also can hit really hard. I've seen varied results with those circles, so you just don't want to be in one. They added trail markers when they redid the quest. Check behind me.
The jungle
make sure that
canopy
there's
gives
nothing
way to
following
a
me.
shrub-filled clearing.
Grab this collectible.
From the southwest comes the
So
tang,
now I
salty
reached the
sea
waypoint.
air.
I need to go to the ocean and spy the Droam army. It's down this path here in front of me. There shouldn't be any mobs yet. The mobs don't trigger until you actually talk to this NPC.
As the salty tang
And we're
in
going to
the
do
air
a trick.
grows
I'm going to
stronger,
set up
you
a
notice
dimension
bamboo
door
bridge
so I can
crossing
go
the
back to the
ravine.
beginning and turn a
Perhaps
quest
it leads
in,
back towards
and then
Henrita's camp.
you'll see. So this is what we have to do. We have to
The
look at
presence
the
of the
army
Droam
and then talk to
soldiers
the
and
NPC.
siege
But I'm going
machines
to
is
have my
disturbing.
Mikhail
But it is
here
possible they have arrived
pop
for
a dimension
legitimate
door for me.
purposes.
If you're in a group, you can have
Bolivian
somebody
may
else
know
do
more.
this for you. But if you're doing it alone, he can do a dimension door. That dimension door will stay there for the entire quest, by the way.
You must warn Henrita of the danger to Stormreach.
And
With
the
luck,
dimension
you can
door will
make it
stay
back to
there
camp
even
without
after you get
encountering
rid of
any
him.
Droam
So I
forces.
dismiss him, and now I'm going to summon my cleric, who will help me do the last fight. You have to talk to Henrietta. Now you can go through the Bullywug camp, what used to be the Wildmen camp, but I'm not going to. I'm going to run back. Now there's going to be orcs that are patrolling now, which means that there'll probably be reapers, which is why I summoned the scarecrow, because I'll use the scarecrow to send it in at a reaper if there's any. The cleric hireling is okay. She does a little bit of DPS and she will heal. But a lot of times hirelings are just so dumb they wind up dead in Reaper quests, so it can be difficult, just as difficult managing them as it is using them, so we'll see if my color spray works on these guys. Yeah, so I was able to color spray one. There's a circle over me. Watch out for that cyclonic blast, because that'll knock me down. The damage is not awesome, but it's not terrible. Try to color spray, so that got him. Not gonna worry about the scarecrow. He's only to distract them anyway. And when I crit, I hit really big, but the regular hits on this Shadow Blade are not. It's a champion. You know, the champions are just as scary, if not more scary, than the Reapers. Okay, there's a Reaper. It's a Plague Reaper. I want to try to aggro him. I'm going to send in Teal. Hopefully Teal survives long enough to actually get some aggro. Oh, there's a champion as well. So I'm going to ignore everything else and just try to kill this Plague Reaper. So he cursed me. Now I cannot heal myself. So considering all the mobs, I have to get out of there. Okay, I'm able to be healed again. Try to color spray him. Oh, there's the guidance of Shar. Okay, I can heal myself up. Ah, there's a champion. The champion is hitting with negative energy as well. I just got hit by something. Yeah, that champion has some sort of spellcasting buff on it. I need to get out of there. It's gonna kill me. Dismiss these dead people. Oh, my cleric died too. Heal up. Normally I have 5 lay hands, but I used them all up already, so. Just alternate between wands and potions. Now I have to kill this champion. Send in the Muse. Let the Muse get his aggro. gonna res my cleric. Sometimes they auto-res, but hireling AI in GDO is not very good, so... Sometimes you tell them to sleep and they don't do anything, they just stand there and look at you. Rebuff. I do not want this caster to hit me with anything, so... There he is. Send in the muse. Oh, looks like my cleric is also attacking it. That's good. There we go. I got lucky probably that that was a poison champion. If it were fire or ice, it probably would have killed me. There's another champ. These guys can get color sprayed. Oh, there's the Shar thing. The Shar triggers whenever it has a chance to proc whenever I am hit. So. So without quicken, I have to jump cast color spray.
Crumbling ruins rest on the plateau above. While the stones are ancient, the tents and banners around them are not.
It's really, really helpful when it hits, though. You can see it makes the build very strong. I'm getting like 1 out of 2 of them, so that's good, though. It's CC. It looks like my cleric commanded that guy. The jump cast is when you jump in the air and then do your cast. And what that does is it removes any of the limitations. A lot of spells are slowed down if you try to cast them while running. That Guidance of Shar is going to be really fun for the end fight. Oh, there's another champ that has that enhanced damage. Gotta kill that thing quickly and get out of the circle. That should be it. This is the end fight now. This is going to be very interesting.
From ahead, a rough voice barks out. Soldiers of Droam,
A good chance that I die.
stand down. The war captain wishes to parley with the
We'll
intruders.
see. Not taking off the Guidance of Shar. Oh god, my hirelings are dead. They all instantly died. Is that champion that killed them, I think. Oh god, yeah, this is extremely spicy. Get that caster. Oh, that's some good lag right there. Gonna try to heal. Gotta get that mob that's with the boss killed. There's one more orc. Try to color spray him. This is why I do not recommend using the guidance of Shar for anything. You know, one time it was a lot of charisma and having blur on an object with a green slot, but now the other gear is so much better that it really isn't even that good anymore at all, especially not to have the curse that it has on it. Get this caster. To get myself healed. I have no more lay hands. So I'm basically just wand casting and drinking a potion. Wand casting and drinking a potion. And I'm jumping in order to jump cast the heal when I do the wand, so I don't suffer from being slowed. So, okay. Now I can just focus on the boss. I'm at 50%. It looks like a little bit more than 50%. My damage is so low. Oh, there's an NPC. Another orc. So I'm facing him so he doesn't get a flanking bonus on me.
With Ilos Rolk dead,
Now I go behind him so I can get a flanking bonus on him.
Vanished. Their invasion of Zendrick will be
DDO is
slow,
based on,
enough perhaps to give
partly
Stormreach
based on
time to
3.0
prepare for
rules.
war.
If you remember the DDO, launched when they did a Eberron was the 3.5, I think, update for, or 3.0 update of Dungeons and Dragons, so it uses those combat rules. Oh, I got a new ring. That's cool. It had a Mythic 3 on it. So that's it. My first Reaper quest on this character, using the guidance of Shar as a test to show how stupid that trinket is.